Something just happened last night that shocked the NBA world and seemingly confirmed one of the most popular NBA conspiracy theories in the world to be true, which is that the NBA draft lottery is rigged. In this video, we discuss Cooper Flag going to the Dallas Mavericks just 12 weeks after Nico Harrison made one of the worst trades in NBA history to the NBA's most beloved franchise in the LA Lakers, mind you. But with that being said, today in this video, we're going to discuss, is the NBA draft lottery really rigged even after seeing that? We'll also dive into what type of reform can take place to make this better, and ultimately what this now means for the NBA going forward. Let's dive in. Last night was one of those moments you just remember where you were. I cannot believe this happened. Everyone that was watching the draft lottery saw once they pulled out the 11th pick that the Dallas Mavericks were nowhere to be found, meaning they jumped into the top 4 and had a chance at the number 1 overall pick. And once we got to pick 8, we also were made aware that the San Antonio Spurs also jumped into the top 4, which just absolutely had to be terrifying if you're a fan of the Utah Jazz, the Washington Wizards, the Charlotte Hornets, or the New Orleans Pelicans. Once they revealed pick 6, it was doomsday if you're a Washington Wizards fan, as they got called after having top 3 odds, which is just absolutely crushing for a team that won 18 games last year. Imagine winning 18 games, getting a 52% chance at least a top 4 pick, 14% chance at Cooper Flag. If not, at least you get Ace Bailey or Dylan Harper, even VJ Edgecombe. No, you get the 6th pick in the NBA draft. But Utah Jazz fans, they fall right in line with the Wizards fans. Danny Ainge's worst nightmare takes place when pick 5 is revealed to be not the Philadelphia 76ers, but instead the Utah Jazz, a team with the worst record in the league last year. They won 17 games, tanked hard AF for Cooper Flag over the last year and a half. If you remember right, they were around a 500 team at last year's trade deadline, and all of that is for naught. You get the 5th overall pick. Even they don't get one of these top 4 prospects, but the top 4 is where all of the fun really takes place. Is the NBA really going to do this? Are they really going to give either Wemby, a teammate like Cooper Flag, or the Dallas Mavericks and Nico Harrison? Well, the Charlotte Hornets get pick 4, which means the top 3 teams with the greatest chance at the number 1 pick didn't even get a top 3 pick. I also feel awful for Charlotte Hornets fans. They were this close to getting Wemby in 2023, and now they slide down a spot in the 2025 NBA draft. It really just goes to show you that luck in the NBA draft lottery can change a franchise forever, for better or worse. At number 3, not the Spurs, not the Mavericks, but the Philadelphia 76ers, which means Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey now get a very good rookie on their team. They move up from pick 5, but that's not the best part. Now we still have the Spurs and the Mavericks alive. One of these teams is getting Cooper Flag, which again is just not fair at all. And at pick number 2, it's going to be the San Antonio Spurs. Obviously, we all know this watching this video, but it's more fun for dramatic effect to reveal it again, which means the Dallas freaking Mavericks, almost 12 weeks after the worst trade in NBA history, they get Cooper Flag. Guys, I'm so happy for Mavericks fans. I actually have a friend who's a Mavericks fan, born and raised in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and I feel great for him. I'm so happy for him, but I'm not happy for Nico Harrison at all. Nico, you still suck after that trade. I cannot stand that you're being rewarded for this trade. And obviously, everyone's thinking the NBA draft lottery is rigged. There's no way that's done behind closed doors with only select people allowed to watch. And the team that gave away Luka Doncic to the NBA's most prized pony of a franchise in the Los Angeles Lakers now moves up 10 spots with a 1.8 chance at the number 1 overall pick and gets it. Yeah, that feels too good to be true. It seems like a conspiracy. Don't get me wrong, I feel like it's rigged. My emotions tell me it's rigged. But as we dive into some logic here, flavored air is quickly becoming the leading alternative to vaping and smoking. And at the forefront of it all is fume. Have you ever caught yourself reaching for a bad habit? whether it was stress, boredom, or just social pressure, that's where Fume comes in. It's all about replacing those habits with something better. Fume, today's sponsor, is an award-winning flavored air device. There's no vapor, no nicotine, just natural flavors, giving you something to reach for without the harmful chemicals. It's sleek, portable, and designed to keep your hands busy with magnetic fidgeting features. People love flavors like crisp mint or orange vanilla, but there's something for everyone. Over 500,000 people have made the switch already, and now is a great time to see why. For a limited time, if you order the Journey Pack and use code Hardwood, you'll receive a free Fume topper. So go to tryfume.com/hardwood or scan the QR code and get yours today. Thank you, Fume, for sponsoring this video. By the way, the base they have for this thing is so sick. Go get yours today. Thanks to Fume for sponsoring this video. Let's get back into it. I honestly don't think it is, guys. And I know it's going to infuriate some of you, and maybe I'll be called a sheep for this, but there's just not evidence there that it is. So anyway, let's dive into it. I really want to talk about what Cooper Flag looks like on the Dallas Mavericks in this video as well, but we'll get to that at the end. First of all, though, how crazy is it that if the last ping pong ball was a 6 instead of a 7, the Blazers would have the first overall pick? If it was a 1 instead of a 7, the Wizards would have the first overall pick. And guys, you can watch the video on the NBA's YouTube channel. I just showed you it right here. You can watch the draft lottery happen. Like, it would be incredibly hard to rig this. With that being said, what's also insane, and this is something almost nobody is talking about, is that the Bulls and the Mavericks were tied with their record, and the Mavericks won a coin flip to get the 11th pick. The Chicago Bulls had the 12th, but you know what's even crazier than that? First of all, if the coin flip goes the Bulls' way, they get the #1 overall pick. What's even crazier is that if Josh Giddey doesn't hit that half-court shot to beat the Lakers, the Bulls get Cooper Flag. Talk about a butterfly effect moment. That was an insane comeback and a stunning ending, and it cost them Cooper Flag. Okay, so here's why I don't think the NBA lottery is rigged. Number one, independent oversight. Ernst & Young, since the early 1990s, they're a globally recognized auditing firm, have overseen the lottery. They have a very strong reputation. They ensure the balls are identical. They verify the process. The machine's tested. There's no external interference occurring. And then the NBA also uses a certified lottery machine by Smart Play International, a company specializing in secure lottery systems. The balls are weighted. They're tested for uniformity. And the machine is also inspected before use. Of course, witnesses, team representatives, media members, and Ernst & Young auditors are present in the private drawing room. We just watched a video of it occurring. And then lastly, the strongest one in my opinion is statistical consistency. Studies show no statistically significant deviations from expected probabilities. Low probability wins like this year or 2008 Chicago Bulls getting Derrick Rose, even 1993 Orlando Magic getting Shaquille O'Neal. They're rare, but they're expected in a random system over time. Now, I won't bore you. Obviously, there's historical controversies that have fueled a lot of these riggings. I won't speak about the 1980s. I have no idea. They could have been rigging it back then, to be honest. But things like the Cavaliers winning 3 out of 4 years, these type of things do occur as a part of random chance. I do think it's okay to be skeptical. The limited public transparency is definitely a thing. There are some financial incentives like the 1985 Knicks getting the lottery, or obviously this year with the Dallas Mavericks. It's sus for sure, but historical anomalies are real things, and this one's hard to wrap my head around, but obviously it's possible. Who knows? Maybe one day a whistleblower comes out, Ernst & Young was in on it. Definitely could be a thing, but as of now, I don't think it's rigged, guys. And I think what the NBA can do, though, they're not helping themselves with this process. I think they need to go back to the old lottery system where the #1 team got like, what, a 25% chance of getting the first overall pick. I may sound crazy, but maybe they go back to just a complete non-lottery system. Who cares about tanking? I know that may not be popular for other people either, especially with Utah doing what they did this year. However, I don't think this is it. I guess what I'm trying to say. There's not a great solution here, but what I do know is that the Charlotte Hornets, even the Utah Jazz to a certain extent, I know they were tanking, but mainly the Charlotte Hornets and the Washington Wizards, they don't deserve the 6th and the 4th pick in this draft. They just don't. It's ridiculous, honestly. And so something needs to change. I don't know what. I'm not Adam Silver. Also, Cooper Flag on the Dallas Mavericks instantly makes them a really good team next year, by the way. Yeah, Kyrie Irving, whenever he comes back, I know it's going to be probably late in the year. Anthony Davis, Cooper Flag, PJ Washington, Derek Lively. I'm assuming Daniel Gafford's gone, but you got Najee Marshall. This Mavericks team's going to make the playoffs next year, and yeah, my mind's just blown. My mind's blown. The Spurs getting the 2 pick, getting Dylan Harper or Ace Bailey. I don't know how Harper fits in with Castle, but the Spurs getting another top pick is just insane. And so, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I had to cover it. Again, I could be wrong. I'm willing to be wrong, but it feels like it was rigged rationally. I don't see any evidence for it. So that's where I'm at with it. Either way, I had to make this video. The West just got way more dominant than it already was. I swear to God, if Giannis gets traded to Houston or some other West team and KD stays in the West and doesn't get traded to the East, I'm going to lose my mind because the West is already so good. We need some competitive balance in the East. Also, shout out again to Fume for sponsoring this video. Remember, guys, scan the QR code or use code Hardwood to get your free Fume topper when you order your Journey Pack today. Appreciate the support, and as always, we'll see you on the Hardwood.